Assalamu alaikum students, my name is Mohammed Hussain. Today we deal with the variables and data types. Along with data types we have written here int, okay. So the full form int is integer actually, okay. We pronounce it integer, okay, and what are mean by the keyword we will cover in this lecture, okay. The next slide is all about that. We have 7 data types, okay. Do not confuse number of text in here. Just to remember that integer int means integer, or this float means floating point, or you can just say it float, no matter. Double, and this is what is it in a character, okay. We called it as a character, okay, and this boolean, okay, and this w character. What I said, w character. Just to remember these things right now. And the next slide is all about that. This integer, what does it mean by this integer? It means that it can store only whole number data, okay. You know the whole number which do not have decimals, okay. Let's suppose 2.5 is a decimal, so integer deal with the whole numbers, okay. Float deal with the fraction number like decimal 2.5, 7.5. Double is the same like a float, okay, but it has double size. It has right in here, float has 4 bytes, but double has 8 bytes. Now sometimes we have more data, okay, so it can only adjust by this double. What does it mean by? We will later on understand in the slides, okay. Boolean have only 1 byte, which stores only false and true value, okay, and the character also contain 1 bytes, okay, and it stores single character or letter or number or ASCII value, okay. I'm going to elaborate what are these actually means by, okay. But from in this slide actually I am trying to emphasize on this, that let think like that in our brain, okay, we have memory blocks, okay. Just think like that, okay, in our brain we have memory blocks, okay. So each blocks contains some information, okay. when i ask you when I ask you that which cold drink do you like, so your brain starts searching actually from the memory blocks. So so it going to search, and it's so much fast to give me the answer. If you are so much fast, it means your memory is so good, huh? If I ask you your name, let's suppose what's your name, and you keep thinking about an hour, huh? So it means that your brain cannot access easily that memory block. You got it? That when it means that that memory block have certain information, okay. I think you grab what I said. In this slide I will let you know that 1 billion, okay, in your brain, you must know that thing. I think so, okay. In your brain, Allah Ta'ala, okay, with the gracing of creator, and according to the doctor, your scientists, they said that we have in our brain almost, some brain say we have 100 billion neurons, okay, 100 billion neurons, and it's about 10,000 crore neurons. Some may say, doctors some saying that we have 12 billion neurons, okay, in our brain actually. No matter 100 billion or 12 billion, okay. So this is recently I heard from a doctor, okay, Dr. Javed. Well, but I want to tell you that 12 billion neurons in our brain. It's actually how much? 1200 crore neurons in your brain working. You can store a lot of knowledge, the words knowledge you can store easily. Now it's our priority, okay, and time management, discipline, okay. So it's about our priority and the time management, discipline, okay. So we can store a huge amount of data. Well, what I'm going to tell you right now, the concept, our topic is that information is stored in the blocks, okay, in the blocks. Let's suppose I am asking you what is your surname, what's your surname, and you are giving me the answer that, sir, 22. You are saying 22. I told you that if may I ask you what's your name, what you will reply? Of course, your caste. But if you say, sir, 45, 22, then surely I will suggest you to a doctor. Huh? Joke apart. So if I ask you your name, you must tell me your surname, you must tell me your surname, like Pirzada, like Mammon, like Sheikh, okay, like Rajput, whatsoever, okay? Is it so? So you told me, sir, I am Pirzada, okay? So now what's happening in your brand, that there is a block, okay? And if there is a block, surely it contains some name. Huh? It contains some name. Surely this is the block. It contains some name. It must contain some name. So we say that in programming actually we can update this simply word written here name. Okay, we just update this. Update just because programming they have some certain rules for it. Okay, so they say in your language you can say name, but in my language, in C++ language, you say you have to add variable. Okay, so the variable name means this block name. Okay, now you got it. This block name is called as a variable name. Okay, I think so. Now you got it. Okay, so we have variable name. Okay, one thing we got it. Now another thing is that also this block has some information. Surely some have information. Okay, so now we have given the variable name is surname. This block name is surname. Okay, and this block actually contains some information. Is it so? If you are Mammon Pirzada, okay, so this is called as the information. Okay, so you are understanding my lecture, I think so. Surname have value. Okay, this surname is have some value, okay, or information, which is surely Mammon Pirzada anything. Okay, if may I ask you what's your surname, so this surname is a block name, and what information in it called as a, you can say this information, you can call it as a value whatsoever. Okay, so you got it. One thing is that you have variable name, okay, which is written here surname, and another thing is you have a value. Okay, a value. So now if may I ask you that variable name is age, what I have a block and whose name is age. Okay, so will you tell me that which type of information can be present in this block? I am saying that who will let me know variable name is here, okay, in here, that age contains? I think so. You will give me the answer, sir, that it contains number. Okay, surely some kind of number. Okay, so now you must know that we have three things to remember. Okay, one is variable name, okay, which is actually name of a memory block, and another is information, or you can say value, you can say data. Okay, mostly we say value. Okay, so well, these three terms are similar. And the third thing you have to remember is data type, means number or text, which type of data it blocks contain. If I am asking you that what is your name and that block contains 22, it means the information is not correct. Well, what is written in here, surname of this block. Okay, what's written here, surname. Okay, so which type of data surname contains? If I'm putting here, if I'm inserting here, writing here string, it means clearly that surname contains, okay, text data. What does it mean? If I am writing here string and variable name, and it surely it tells that you must store text data. Okay, so if I wanted to know, so in our brand we have a lot of data. Okay, one we have mentioned in here, that text type data. Okay, another we have also in our brand number type of data. Okay, so we have to replace this string with integer. Okay, so it means that now this variable store only can number data. Okay, no more. If I'm writing here Sultan या कोई Imran, okay, anything, or I'm writing here Misal Pirzada, it is incorrect because you have mentioned here integer and you are giving data Pirzada. It must put here integer. Okay, I am repeating this concept again and again in this lecture so you can understand and get that lecture. So you must remember that. So now you let me know that how to write a program, how to write, okay, this memory block, okay, in C++ programming. So we're gonna learn in here that I wanna know from you that how to write variable in C++. I think you will let me know. Yeah, you will definitely come up with this that surely mention here first data type. Okay, I'm right now teaching you that how to write variable actually. Okay, so you must give first data type. We called it data type. Okay, mention here integer. Okay, and then this variable name. So first we have showed that integer data type, and then we give some name which called as a variable. Okay, so if you are giving in your program integer and a data type, this concept called as declaration. Okay, declaration means that you have block name and which type of data this block contain, but there is no data in it. Okay, but there is no data in it, it's only you have declare. It is same example like if I asked you that beta let me know what have you eaten yesterday. Okay, yeah, what did you eat? If may I ask you that what did you eat yesterday, so you in your brain definitely you know that you have eaten something, but you do not remember that information. So it means there is a block, but you cannot access that information. Okay, so same like here. So if I'm giving a value in here, if I'm giving this 22 in here, okay, so now this block contains 22. Okay, so this concept called as initialization. This concept called as initialization. Okay, so you got it, what is mean by declaration and what is mean by the initialization. Initialization means that this variable now have this block have certain data, certain value. This age have some value. Okay, now this age contains 22. Okay, now if may I ask you that you can see in here that 3 different blocks. So will you like to help me please that fill these with any data written in here, give any value for memory blocks. I think you can easily fill up. So let's suppose I'm helping you in here that 19, 7.5 and 16. So now can you do me a favor by giving them name? Okay, so now who will let me do, who will give me the first response? Okay, I'm hoping that you will give me answer in the comment section. Okay, so well, I am helping you in this slide that I am giving this block age variable, and this block name is height, and this block is contain variable name is weight. Okay, so now I am asking you that can you help me now in the next that can you initialize it? You know that what do you mean by initialize it? Okay, so can you initialize this, because I give you the memory blocks name and the data. Okay, so now you have to remember that another thing we have to mention here, that data type. Okay, so I'm hoping that you are writing in the comment section the answer. Who will let me know how to initialize this in a programming manner? Okay, so the next slide is giving you the idea that integer age equal to 19 is a way to write, yeah, it is the mean that we are going to initialize it. Okay, so if I'm putting here age equal to 19, okay, so this is mean that we initialize it. 7.5 height, okay, we initialize it again, and this is the weight, as you know that, and we have also initialized it. Initialize mean we give value to that variable. So as written here height, okay, 7.5, and I told you that integer only store the whole value. So in the output you can only observe 70, not 0.7. Okay, you can store, or you can just write in here, but in the output screen it can only show you that 70. Okay, so now another thing we are going to mention here, which we haven't learned yet. Data type we have covered, variable we have covered, and value we have covered. Okay, and now the thing is actually the size. This is the size. Okay, this cupboard contains more than one cabinets. Okay, because we have different type of data. Okay, definitely this cupboard different type of data. You have to store different stuff in here, different stuff in here, different stuff in here. Okay, if I ask you that can you store your clothes in here, can you store in your all clothes in this drawer, you say no sir, more not possible, huh? So we have different cabinets for different purpose, for different data actually. Why this kitchen contains so many cabinets? You know that each cabinet is a name. ऊपर वाला नीचे वाला, कहते हैं ये ऊपर वाले खाने में क्या पड़ा हुआ है, नीचे वाले खाने में क्या पड़ा हुआ है, ठीक है, वहाँ से ऊपर वाले खाने में देखो, साइड वाले खाने में देखो. So actually we are giving the names, you know. But what does it mean by this? Type of cabinet means data type. Okay, this type of cabinet, this is a type of cabinet, this is a type of cabinet. Okay, so one thing we have mentioned, the type of cabinet means data type. Name of cabinet means, you know, a name, variable name we can say. Okay, and the third is item for cabinet means value. Okay, and the third thing is size of the cabinet, which we can say size. Okay, so each block contains some kind of size in here. Definitely size is important, just because we have to store some data in it. So same way in our memory needs size. So now integer is a keyword. Keyword is mean that, yeah, let's suppose I'm asking you jump. So in your memory this jump is a keyword and used for, you know, a movement up and down. Okay, so same like integer in C++ is the keyword used for indicating integers, whole numbers. Okay, and it contains some kind of size, 4 bytes. It can store, you know, the millions of data. Okay, from positive to negative. This is the range of integer. So the example is you have to mention data type, then the variable name and equal sign and the value. Variable are used to store data. So now actually you have the definition in here that variable are used to store the data. Okay, variables are memory locations. Variable can be changed during program. We will learn this how. Variable are container, actually we say blocks. Okay, for storing data value. Okay, so I think so you have understand yet now. Okay, you have understood yet now. So this is the concept here: data type, variable name, value. Okay, this is the memory block containing 20. This is your RAM. Some rules for writing, mentioning variable, how to write variable actually. Name of variable won't start with number. You cannot start with number. This is the first condition. In variable name space is not allowed. You cannot space, you cannot write max space marks. You have to write, let's suppose, underscore between it, but you cannot give space. Okay. In variable name, C++ keywords are not allowed. So keywords which already mentioned in C++, like these are many more we have, but somehow some are given in here, that private, friend, delete, do, catch, all are the keyword which are used by the C++. Same as in our brain we have jump. If I say now the jump mean is to eat, and I say to jump, so you have to jump. Actually you are in your brain, it means that you have to move up and right, up and down. So you will be confused if I say to you jump means now eating. So you say, sir, do not use such word which already we have stored in our brain for such purpose. Okay. So C++ stores in our memory for such purpose, for some work dedicated to it. So we cannot write it in our as a variable name. Hope beta, okay, yet now you have understood the lecture regarding the data type, variable and value and keyword. Thank you. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफिज़।